Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Marketing Matters. I'm Sarah Touchstone, Landmark Title's social media marketing strategist and educator. I'm joined once again by Keith Flynn. Keith, he's a regular on Marketing Matters, and there's a good reason for that. Because out of everyone that I know in the industry, and Keith, this is going to inflate your head, I'm sure, Keith is the most knowledgeable when it comes to what's new, especially with digital marketing. If I have a question, I go to Keith. He is extremely knowledgeable. You guys, like I said, he's got several individual episodes here on Marketing Matters. He joins us annually for our January panel. If you guys were on a couple weeks ago, you'll recognize him from that. And then I always love having him back on to do a follow-up, because in a panel, we can only really have so much information covered, right? There's multiple people. We're trying to move through the information. So I always like to have my panelists, my January panelists, back on to really follow up on their expertise and topic. And I am really excited about the topic today. AI, man, AI, ChatGPT, these have become game changers in the last year. And I think, as Keith was saying, that we're coming up on right about a year of ChatGPT, and the leaps and bounds that have been made in this last year are amazing. So Keith, I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to you. And I am excited to learn more about this. You mentioned this briefly in our panel, video marketing with AI. So I'm so excited to learn more.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate it. It's a pleasure to be on again so soon after our new year. Let me grab a hold of my PowerPoint real quick here, and let's do this. I want to have it open. We're gonna go new. Let's start. One second. I apologize. All right. Hold on. I don't want that. So. Oh, come on. All right, there we go. Let's go continue. Let's go.
You got it.
Yep. I want to make sure. All right. Are we seeing the slides there? Yeah, let's make that bigger. Boom, real quick here. All right, here we go. All right, cool. I'm going to leave it in the panel just like that. As you can see, we don't have a ton of slides. We do have a lot to talk about. So as always, when I have an opportunity to be on a panel or I start a webinar, I just want to say, first off, you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, compliments, since I have low self-esteem, you can always email me. I'm Keith at Flynn Media Group, and that's my last name, Flynn Media Group. So KEITH at Flynn Media Group. Happy to help. Any afterthoughts, any questions at all, love to answer them for you, help out where I can. So as always, Sarah is awesome and enjoy being on Marketing Matters, because she's always bringing up the top of mind stuff that we're all questioning and asking about. And so one of the big ones this past year, just as of November, we've had one full year of artificial intelligence in our life, good or bad, however you have experienced it, whatever you have experienced. The implementation of AI has been quite daunting, has been a lot to consume. The minute that AI hit the ground and running, we started to see a lot of offerings, a lot of different platforms, a lot of different different solutions, not only for the real estate industry, but in general for a lot of industries. For those of you who may have missed it or didn't really pay much attention, at the end of the day, just the tech side of AI is really just a super powerful adaptive learning language model that basically they input a ton of information into, and it's able to think for itself. And we're basically having we're having a conversation with artificial intelligence. The AI, the one we've all come to know is ChatGPT, which is heavily backed by Microsoft. Elon Musk was involved for a little bit. but he pulled out and decided to do his own thing. Google Bard, Google search engine, they have Bard. We've got Bing has their AI baked into it. If you don't know this, Microsoft is behind Bing, the other search engine, but we all know Google has the largest market share. So not only have we seen AI hit the landscape, but now we're seeing a lot of search engines have implemented AI into it to really enhance our searching. So while we're looking for restaurants within a 20-mile radius of myself, or Italian restaurants, no longer this transactional, I ask a question, I get a response based on keyword searches. We're now starting to see AI involved in the response. And we have a conversation and an ongoing conversation with AI so that it doesn't just remember, it's not just inputting a question or a search ask and then getting a result, and then that's it, the conversation's over, there's no memory. AI continues the conversation. We're literally remembering context, remembering previous conversations. And if you use ChatGPT as itself as a standalone model, these channels are, you can label them and then have continuous conversations. So it remembers the previous conversation in the chat. We come back to it and we continue to have that conversation. So you really can build a dialogue and a persona with artificial intelligence. And so 1 year later, if you've messed around with it or not, or if you really implemented it into your business, I know I have. I've been helping agents do the same, but really AI has enhanced our marketing industry considerably. And so whether we're utilizing it to create marketing content, write listing descriptions, create videos, write scripts, blogs, you name it, really is scratching the surface of what AI can do. There are, on a weekly basis, there are hundreds of new products being offered for AI in general, but for our industry as well. And AI really has allowed us to streamline a lot of the tasks that we have as real estate agents, especially the redundant ones or the repetitive ones, the ones that we do most often. I've seen real estate teams cook AI into their online chat. I've seen a lot of other industries do the same, whether it's cell phone providers, customer service. AI bots or chat bots used to be the early exposure that we saw when we would ask a question. Those responses are automated based on what the product service provider has implemented into. So what are your top 5 frequently asked questions? Here's the responses. If someone asks that question or keywords within that question, this is what the bot would respond. Well, now with AI, we're able to pump in a lot of much more terabytes and terabytes and terabytes of data. You have probably seen AI has taken state board exams, medical exams, fire department exams, and passed. And in some cases, the AI is actually passing at a higher percentage than a lot of humans. And so taking that power and then implementing into your business is great. And a lot of real estate agents have utilized that in order to help them with property management tasks, redundancies, or repetitive tasks. But overall, it really has sped up the process for a lot of real estate agents. And so one of the big takeaways for AI and a pain point that I have seen in the real estate industry is the apprehension that a lot of real estate agents have about being on camera. And I totally get it. You know, growing up, I was someone who was, you know, I joked around with Sarah just now about being an extrovert. Definitely someone who's comfortable being in a live environment, happy to be on camera. I had aspirations to be an actor when I was a kid, performing. So for me, it's just natural. I'm fine with it. I don't get nervous. I don't have any issues with it whatsoever. But there's just a lot of folks who don't like the way they sound. They don't like the way they look on camera. I can tell you, if I leave you with one a public service announcement, a public PSA for sure, nobody cares. You guys get over your best, do your best to get over the apprehension of being on camera. Knowing how to edit video, knowing how to create special effects and and transitions and jump cuts and a lot of the technical terms behind it. Over the last few years, I've seen a huge trend of folks getting away from content that's overly produced, has a lot of cutting elements to it. Folks just want to get human, and what's funny, because 10, 15 years ago when social media really was starting to hit, we were watching videos to connect with people. And then we got influencers coming in, and it's overly produced, and there's a lot of jump cuts, and there's a lot of graphics and swish animation and all kinds of stuff. And so that really has turned folks off. So we've kind of come full circle now. Now we just want to see what it's like to be in the day in the life of a real estate agent, getting human, hit and record, having a conversation, and really connecting with your audience. And so we're kind of in that bell curve now where it's just, let's bring it down a notch. Let's just get human, have a conversation. You as real estate agents hear stories all the time. There's always a story associated with why someone's buying or selling. And so what a great opportunity for you as real estate agents to utilize those stories to help you sell your service, and how you've helped your past customers overcome challenges, get a great offer, sell a home in a short amount of time, whatever the case may be, whatever the benefit was for your customer utilizing you. We want to hear those stories, and so do your potential future customers. And so one of the big aspects with when it comes to video creation and AI is there are a ton of AI platforms, offerings, marketing automation, video creation services out there. And so I've grabbed 4 that I've heard to be the most popular, the ones that are statistically shown, people are utilizing it, customers are utilizing it. And one of the cool plays, one of the great things for you guys as agents is, if you do have an apprehension about being on AI or on video, there are a number of tools out there that can help you still be on video, but not be you, if that makes sense. Keep in mind that only about 14% of adult Americans are only really only leveraging AI at this point. So there's still a lot of market share out there for us to utilize these tools for our service. And there are a ton of tools when it comes to lead generation, to marketing creation, content creation, topics, ideas. One of the biggest one for you guys, the takeaway we're going to talk about today, is obviously your video automation. So when it comes to creating video content, one of the big aspects of that is your voice. You being on camera, you utilizing your voice, recording right then and there. Traditionally, what we're doing is we're getting B-roll. We're either walking and talking through a home, we're narrating what we're seeing at that time. We come back home, we take that video, we edit it. Our video voice, the video bed, the voice bed, which is the audio portion of your video, is already attached to the actual video itself. Well, what we're doing now, what we're finding now is folks can go and shoot a whole home, come home, and then jump into what we call a deep fake voice. There are a number of services out there where we can record our voice for up to 30 seconds. We read a script, the platform records your voice, and some products or some platforms like 11 Labs here. Next one I'm going to show you is Descript. You can record your voice, use your they call them a deep fake. You probably have already heard in the news recently that apparently there's some robocalls going out, and some folks who are obviously wanting to interfere with the election have utilized deep fake voices of Joe Biden, and he's calling and robocalling and saying don't vote. Weird. I don't, that's not something that typically happens, but unfortunately we have some of our folks who are being fooled by that. So that is an example of how we can utilize this for the not so good. We've got deep fake voices we've seen in the news where folks are utilizing someone's voice recording from a video. A lot of us have our content out there, so there's going to be clips of us to have video and our voice taken and then utilized to create these deep fakes. We've got fake ransoms happening. So that's the negative side of it. Unfortunately, that is going to exist, but I know these AI companies are doing their best to help thwart that. So in this case here, 11 Labs allows you to do a number of different products that they offer. So text to speech, voice cloning, which would be a recording of your voice. And now once it has, the AI has a sampling of your voice, all I need to do is write a script. And so if that is a listing description, if that is a neighborhood spotlight, a 50-second or a 60-second script that I wrote about a particular neighborhood or up and coming community, outdoor activities, nightlife, I can load that script into this platform. And now the voice clone of my voice will read that script and it sounds just like me. And it's continually getting better and better and better. And it's getting to the point where sometimes it's hard to tell the difference. The AI is adapting and learning more voice inflection, learning your speech pattern, your pacing, your cadence, where you typically increase or pitch high for a response or down low at the end of a sentence. And so it's learning and sounding more and more like us, which is great for real estate agents who don't want to be on camera, but we still can be without the fear of messing up or stuttering or saying a lot, which I'm guilty of, trying to do better at that, not to say the word or those fillers. Thinking about what you're going to saying and hitting those, emphasizing on those points, that's important. So there you go. 11 Labs is a good one. Very cost effective, highly recommend it. Check it out. And like any of the ones I'm going to show you today, I'm not saying either any one of these is better than the other, but what I am saying is there's a lot out there that is in our sphere, in our marketplace for us to utilize these tools to enhance what we do with our video creation. Shop around, do some Google searches, ask ChatGPT for recommendations. ChatGPT does have access to lifetime environment now. It does utilize Bing as a search engine. If you were ever to ask it to go out to the internet, analyze a website, analyze some marketing materials, it can do that now, which is really fantastic. Another offering for you guys here, as I mentioned, is Descript. Descript is another software service. Again, very comparable. A lot of these platforms offer monthly and annual pricing. I didn't include the pricing on here, but easily searchable. Descript is another awesome one for video editing. You can edit video. There's also podcasts, transcripts. Let's say you shoot a video where you are doing a walk and talk. Platforms such as this, I can come in, load in my video. It will transcribe the video. Maybe it's a video you do in a walk and talk. Maybe it's you doing an interview with Sarah, talking about title, loan, any one of your vendors. It will then create a transcript of your video for you, and you can use that transcript to make edits to the video. A lot of these platforms offer royalty-free video suggestions or transition clips, stock imagery, stock videos, and you can utilize that to create your videos. Maybe you have an aerial shot from a drone, maybe you went up on a mountain or took some of your own video, and then you can utilize this video to create your video content. Again, another platform here that I'm showing you, AI Voices. So it easily creates a realistic voice clone to pick up whether your voice, or you can choose from a set of voices that they already have, and you can choose voice talent. So maybe if you just don't want to even have your voice or your face on camera, you can choose from a number of AI, artificial intelligent actors and voices to accompany it and to utilize in your content creation. So faceless video marketing is a big thing right now. There's a lot of influencers on the internet who are utilizing faceless influential videos for a product or service. And again, really that's what it is faceless. The actual influencer is not on camera. And that really has opened up the influence market for a lot of folks to do product reviews, service reviews, and it's their video content, but they're not actually on camera. Again, for a lot of folks, protecting your identity and not having your content out there. So Descript is another powerful tool to utilize for you guys. Check it out. If you're into podcasting, that has a really cool element to it as well. And I think you might find some great use for it. So once you write your script and we've pumped it into an AI clone of your voice, whether it's 11 Labs or Descript, then we can take our video, we could take our audio and come over to a service like Pictory. So what we have here, Pictory is another video editing platform where we can take a lot of that content, we can marry them together, and we can create videos for our blogs, for our website, for a lot of our social media content. There's just a ton of features here when it comes to creating fast video, and it's speeding up that process, which is really awesome because a lot of us, we don't need to be video editors and experts. We just need to just be pretty, fairly internet savvy, very intuitive. It's designed to help entrepreneurs who want to pivot to an industry where they want to utilize the power of video, but they don't want to learn how to use a traditional video editing software like Adobe Premiere or Final Cut Express, which are the two most popular. It really has opened the door up for a lot of novice entrepreneurs, small business owners to utilize video, create video quickly, add their scripts in there, and put out content faster in order to sell their product or service. So Pictory is a really fun one there. I'd highly recommend that one as well. And the last one I have here for you is Synthesia. Synthesia. I was having a hard time pronouncing it. This one's extremely popular. A lot of agents that I know are utilizing this, and they're taking their open house tours, exterior shots of the home, backyard, any amenities at all, stitching those together in this platform, and then choosing an AI avatar, depending on, I know this particular service has some free offerings, and then they have a pro version that will open up more avatars, more voices to choose from. If you are someone who is working with out-of-state or out-of-country buyers, like an international division, luxury division, if you have Chinese buyers, anybody coming from out of the country and they speak a different language, you can have your avatar, so you can select the language that's going to be whoever your target audience is, and then assign it to that avatar, and then utilize it in any one of their numerous templates that they can help you with creating content. Really cool. And then the aspect I love about this is creating your own avatar. So literally just taking a still image, as you can see here, I'm in frame, removing the background. So now I'm just a silhouette, or it's just me, and then uploading my voice and my script. And then it will give my AI voice to my custom avatar. And so, yes, it's me. Yes, it's my voice, but it's not really me live on it. So these tools have really come a long way in the last year, and they're only going to continue to advance. And we're going to start to see the use and the ease of use of them multiply over and over, not only for our industry, for many industries in general. And so a lot of powerful tools and opportunities for you there to utilize for your marketing efforts. Each of them has different demos available, so you can see them in a real world environment. Highly recommend checking those out. And very cost effective. I've seen plans that will give you a discount on an annual, or you can go month to month. I haven't seen anything I would recommend $30 a month or less. Again, that's all a marketing expense, right off for your taxes. So you just lump all this into your marketing efforts for your business. But find something that's going to work best for you. Test these. A lot of them offer free trials, or they have a free version up to like 5 minutes of recording or 10 minutes of recording. Give them a shot. Check them out. Work for basically for the new year. What we're really working on is how AI can benefit the real estate industry. And when I mentioned what marketing materials are writing a listing description, that really is scratching the surface of what AI can do. Here's a laundry list of other things that can really dive deep into the use of AI and how to implement it into the real estate industry, whether it's property valuations, whether it's doing analysis on a neighborhood, taking crime statistics, growth, new businesses, businesses that are shutting down, really doing a deep dive analysis on a particular up and coming neighborhood where there's future growth expansion coming. Your lead generation, customer experience, taking the reviews that you've received from customers, inputting them into AI, and then asking AI to analyze all of my Google reviews that I've received in the last year and help with that knowledge base creating future marketing materials. One aspect that I recommended to a brokerage was asking all new licensees, why did you choose a particular brokerage? Why did you join a particular brokerage? And in a 6 months or a year's time, taking all those responses, putting them into ChatGPT, asking the AI to do an analysis of reasons why new licensees joined a brokerage. And after analyzing all those responses, crafting future marketing materials to help entice or elicit other agents to join a particular brokerage. So whether it's real estate, whether it's another industry, if you have a widget that you're selling, taking reviews from a competitor and then analyzing those reviews and whether those reviews are from other real estate agents, how can I be more? What can I do more to mimic or replicate what other successful agents have done based on the reviews that I'm feeding into ChatGPT, and create marketing material for me as an agent and how I can entice a lookalike audience. Taking other real estate agents' marketing materials, completely ethical, but taking their marketing materials, copying, pasting their copying, and then putting in a ChatGPT, pasting it in there, analyzing it, and then crafting your own marketing message strategy for you based on others who have been successful. And the AI can help you bridge that gap so you can better understand it and then implement marketing materials for yourself. And make sure it includes video, because at the end of the day, video is the largest, is the medium that the most information is retained. 95% of a message is retained after watching a video, as opposed to traditional forms of advertising like print or even a static image. So number of things, virtual tours. I have seen advancements with AI. I know my son recently acquired a Quest 2 from Meta, which is the Oculus VR headset. There are a number of services out there that allow you to do, Matterport has the ability for you to put on an AI device and actually feel like you're in that home doing a tour. Would recommend that for more luxury properties since the commission is going to be a little bit higher, so you could justify spending that cost. But again, AI is really starting to come into our life. Augmented reality, and we're going to be able to tour homes from the comfort of our home through the use of an AI device, pull up the listing, walk through the home, just like when you saw indoor Google mapping for restaurants, and they would come in, map the whole restaurant. I could walk around, see what a restaurant or nightlife or nightclub looks like. So that has been a huge innovative tool for our real estate industry. Folks are now able to be in the home and get that spatial awareness and what it feels like through the use of AI. So artificial intelligence and VR are going to really revolutionize the way that we do our home tours. And I'm sure it already has been a big plus for a lot of those folks who can't physically be there. Overseas, out-of-state buyers, out-of-market buyers, out-of-country buyers are able to virtually tour a home and make a decision right then and there. So that is all I have. Hopefully I kept over the time budget there. Unless you guys have any questions for me, it looks like Sarah's going to hop back on here and we might have some follow-up questions.
Yeah. Hey, we always can make time for great content here on Marketing Matters. So I love the idea too of plugging in your reviews. That's a really, really good idea. Figure out what people like about you and then do more of it.
Yeah, exactly. There are a number of brokerages, another real estate agents and teams who have a lot of reviews, and it's really just a matter of copying and pasting all those reviews into ChatGPT and tell it ahead. at the beginning, let them know, like, I'm a real estate agent of 20 years in Arizona, servicing Phoenix and the surrounding cities. I'm motivated by helping first-time home buyers find their dream home, or I specialize in probate or flipping homes. Tell the AI who you are, what you do, why you do it, why it motivates you, how long you've been in business, any accolades you may have received. And now I'm going to feed you all of my reviews from Google of my past clients, analyze those reviews, and help me craft 30 days of social media posts utilizing the library of content I've just given you to entice or elicit new leads and new businesses based on people's past experiences working with me. And so not only now is it going to help you with your marketing materials, but the material is going to speak specifically to you and how you have helped your clients benefit in the past. That's powerful. I mean, that's amazing. Because
I
now
have been, oh,
go ahead. Yeah. Now you literally have a marketing assistant who's learning who you are and what makes you tick and what differentiates you from your competition. And now I'm going to help you create marketing materials to reflect that.
Yeah, I have been amazed over this last year as my AI. I use ChatGPT. I probably use it daily.
Yeah.
And I am the responses that I get from my ChatGPT, I'm constantly like, oh my God, this is so good.
Yeah.
You know, every single piece of information it gives back to me, not only does it sound like me, not only does it use the same verbiage, but you know, it's absolutely brilliant. And it's taking seconds to generate. So, you know, the same ideas that could take me a little while to kind of flesh out and to craft, I'm getting things done, you know, in a fraction of the time.
Right.
Because you know, the responses are just so darn good.
Yeah.
And this is after using it, you know, for a year,
Right.
essentially. You know, I think that there's, you know, for those of us on the marketing side in this industry, there is some skill also involved in crafting your AI's you know, the different platforms that you use around yourself as well. So, you know, don't get discouraged if you are getting on AI and you're like, this is a horrible answer. Put the time in, let it get to know you, let it get to know what your likes, your dislikes are. You know, you can even use it for like you would Google searches sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I've even used it for Google searches for personal things like party planning,
right,
or camps for my kids, you know, just a lot. So it knows more about me. And then when I use it for business, it's taking some of these other personality traits that it has developed about me because of the information that I fed it. And I mean, it's gotten to the point where there are very few responses that I even need to go back in and edit because they have gotten so good. But in the same aspect, I also really do feed it exactly. Like if I want 3 sentences on something, I will tell it I only want 3 sentences because it will give me like a page worth of information. So you've got to, you know, just be specific, know what you're looking for, I think, out of these AIs, right? And it's changing the way we do everything. It's so cool, Keith.
Yeah, no, it really is. And I've got so like a super prompt. A prompt is obviously when we ask it, you know, like where we say, you know, write me 5 social media posts to entice first-time home buyers to utilize me as an agent, blah, blah, blah. Something real topical like that, or real superficial. ChatGPT, real popular right now, and what we've over the several months are super prompts. And so they're very detailed prompts where we tell ChatGPT to forget everything that we start a new chat. We tell it to forget everything that I've said to this point. From here moving out, you tell it to take on a persona. So you are a marketing professional of 20 years who services the real estate industry. Your goal is to help new licensees bridge the gap between, becoming a licensed real estate agent and learning all there is to learn about being an agent, and specifically with an emphasis on marketing and brand awareness and personal branding and content creation. And with that, each time I ask you a question, finish your answer with a question. So I'm telling the AI then to keep me on my toes and ask me a question back. So I keep the dialogue going so that we can better get to and bridge that gap on what the end result is as far as what we want it to do. And I keep going back into that same channel, because it remembers the conversation. So a year later, I have that persona, and we've had many conversations about all things marketing as a real estate agent to help new licensees work faster and get to being a seasoned agent quicker than waiting around for a listing and having to experience it in the real world. A lot of new licensees don't know what they don't know, and so as an artificial intelligence, it can help you rebuttal or answer questions, get to root objections. My client said this and this about, moving forward, how can I respond, or what are some suggestions on how to respond to this, is to keep the conversation going and not lose the deal. And the AI will help you with that, because as a new licensee, you may not have experienced it in a previous context, so that you know how to answer it now. So it's really just getting people up to speed quicker and learning on how to work with customers, answer questions, generate leads, and feedback and reviews. There's just so much to it, and it really has, if it can save an agent 1 or 2 hours a week, 5 to 6 hours a month, so that you can go do those other things as a real estate agent is asked of, then that's great, and you can work smarter and not harder. Or
Absolutely.
yes,
We love that in this industry, to work smarter and not harder.
not harder.
Well, Keith, thank you for being on. I'm going to wrap up with a couple of events
Cool.
and classes that we have coming up. Tomorrow, the third Thursday, we've got our Moon Valley home tours. I don't know if you guys realize this, but Cynthia Lujan has been doing Moon Valley home tours, and she's on right now, so she can correct me, but it's something like 20 years or like a long time. Like, this is a well-established home tour, and Keith can attest to, because he grew up in Moon Valley, that it's a great area. So if you need some content for your videos to plug into AI, home tours are always a really good, at 20 plus years. I knew, I was like, I'm going to say this, and I know Cynthia is going to be like, going to correct me, but 20 plus years. Home tours really are an amazing way to generate content too. Oh, the Moon Valley tour was last week. Okay, so it's usually, I think, on the third Thursdays. Glad that Cynthia's on, so just check with her if you want to join one of those. And then we've got next week. We've got our Marketing Matters topic scheduled out. Time management is what we're going to be covering with Stacey Gross next week. I don't know about you guys, but time management is always on the top list of my things that I need to implement in my business. And then it gets pushed down to the bottom of the list of things.
It's really self-management.
It really is. Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, time
Yeah,
management is we can't really manage his time, but we can manage ourselves. So
yes. Yeah, my 16-year-old the other day, he was like, I don't have time for this and I don't have time for that. And I was like, yes, you do. Yes, you have more than enough hours in the day to get all of these things done. I was like, you're just not disciplined.
and not prioritizing. Yeah.
You need some tips on time management and getting stuff done. Hop on next week. Oh, yeah. It should say no, this is a couple weeks out. But it's up there.
Right.
2 weeks out, February. Not next week, but join in February. And then Biltmore Home Tour, that's
Ooh.
going to be coming up as well. This is the 4th Wednesday, so hopefully this is next week on the 24th. I just go off of what the flyers say, but always, of course, scan the QR code, check in, make sure that these are, especially when we're coming off of holidays and whatnot, make sure that you're up to date on all of these. And that's it for us today, guys. Of course, thank you to Keith for being such a consistent and valuable guest speaker on Marketing Matters. It's always great to have you on. Of course, you can reach out to any of your business development managers for more information about these topics or other ones that we cover on Marketing Matters. So you can reach out to Beth, Keith, Mary, Michael, Michelle, Patty, or Renee. If you don't already work with one of them, would love to introduce you. And of course, thank you to Landmark Title for allowing us to bring you so many years of Marketing Matters now. We'll continue to bring you guys great topics. And if there's ever anything that you would like to see covered, please reach out. This is your webinar, after all. We do this for you, and we can cover any type of topics on here. It doesn't even have to be marketing related. This is a very open format platform. It's a pleasure to do this with you guys, and we'll see you next week.